On today's episode of the show, it's 5 questions on pizza with listener Greg Hines from St. Louis, Missouri. This is Trivia with Buds. It be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Today, we've got 5 questions for you on pizza. So get your appetite ready to dive into these thick slices of trivia pop culture goodness. We got some stuff about movies, we got some stuff about pizza places, TV shows, and you're going to have fun meeting my new friend, Greg Hines. He's a listener who tweeted me on Twitter and said, hey, there's a error in something you guys said in the last podcast. So it was a nice little error and omission segment where we had some tweets back and forth. And I said, Greg, what are you doing today? Let's have a quick podcast on your lunch break at work. And he said, let's do it. So he gave me some topics. I picked pizza out of the ones he gave me. I think the other ones he gave me were Indiana Jones and Futurama and The Simpsons. And I said, let's do pizza. I haven't done anything like that in a while. So this is a quick call with him. I think you're going to enjoy it. If you like the show, tell a friend about the show, tweet about the show, reach out to me anytime with any comment or concern about the show. And sometimes you might just end up on the show. Here's a quick call, about 10 minutes long, with me and Greg Hines from St. Louis, Missouri, answering some questions about pizza. Here we go. Sitting here in my house in Laverne, California, on a phone call with a new friend of mine named Greg Hines from St. Louis, Missouri. How's it going, Greg?
Hey, it's going great.
Awesome. You actually tweeted me earlier today. I had an episode that went up, I think, yesterday or maybe today, where some friends and I were talking about the oldest bar in the world, and we were talking about the East Coast, New England area, and you said, hey, that can't be the oldest bar in the world. There's, UK pubs, Irish pubs, and things like that. And I said, oh, you know what? I think we misspoke. We were talking about the United States, and I looked it up. It looks like Ireland has the oldest bars in the world. So thanks for pointing that out. Are you a big drinker?
Yeah, I guess you could say I'm a casual drinker. I'm really into craft beers. I like hitting the pubs.
Very cool. And in St. Louis, Missouri, are there a lot of different places to go check out?
Oh, yeah, tons. That's basically like the number one activity here in St. Louis.
Oh, very cool. And you've been listening to the podcast. Are you brand new to it, or have you listened for a long time?
I have listened for probably about 6 or 7 months, but I think I've gone back and listened to almost all of them.
Oh, thanks, man. That means a lot. I appreciate that. How did you kind of stumble across it?
I think I was just looking for a good trivia podcast. So I just typed the word trivia into, I think it was the Apple, iTunes store, whatever it's called. And it popped up, and I gave it a listen, and I liked it, and I ended up subscribing.
Ah, fantastic, man. I appreciate that. You were newly married in April. What is your wife's name?
Her name is Nicole.
Very cool. How'd you guys meet?
We actually met on Tinder, but I guess...
That's going to be more and more apparent these days, where people are like, yeah, I met my wife on Tinder. It's not going to be like a crazy thing to say that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that that's probably coming a lot more common now.
Oh, definitely. You guys, are you big mountain climbers? I noticed in one of your bullet points you said you climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. Is that something you guys did together, or was that a solo mission?
No, that's something I did just before I met her, actually. It was not quite a solo mission. I did it with a friend of mine and his mom.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's just... when somebody asks you for, 3 bullet points on yourself, it's hard to come up with stuff. I'm like, well, this is pretty unique, so I just threw that in there.
Dude, if I was climbing mountains like that, that would be my only bullet point, and I'd be like, next. That's a pretty big feat. So I can barely climb out of bed on certain days. So I'm glad that you are so fit and able to do that. Is that something that she thinks is crazy? Is she like, hey, good luck doing that on your own, or do you think she'll ever jump in and start climbing with you?
Oh, no, I think she would totally come with me if the opportunity came up.
There you go. Perfect. You could do a honeymoon, or maybe like a renewal of vows in 5 or 10 years. That'll be perfect at the top of a mountain.
Yeah, that would be great.
You could also bring an entire pizza and eat it up there as congratulations for job well done. I asked you some topics that you might be into if I was to ask you 5 trivia questions, and one of them was pizza. Do you have a favorite pizza in the world or in St. Louis, Missouri?
Okay, so actually, if anyone listens from St. Louis, Missouri, they'll know that there's actually a St. Louis-style pizza, and it's called like the main place is called Emo's.
Okay.
And it's like really cracker thin crust with Provel cheese. And if you were born in St. Louis, you love it. And if you are a transplant to St. Louis, you hate it. Like,
interesting.
So it's really divisive,
Yeah, I've only been to St. Louis once in my entire life, I think. And I don't think I had pizza while I was there. I was doing a stand-up comedy show at a bar. But that I didn't know that there was a St. Louis style pizza. That's very interesting. You said it's cracker thin crust. Is the whole pizza very thin, or is there a lot of toppings on top of the crust?
There can be a lot of toppings, yeah, but it's usually pretty thin.
Very good.
My dad's actually from Chicago, where you're from,
sure.
And we always get in a big fight whenever we order pizza because he wants the thick crust, we want the thin crust.
I'll say, living in California, there's some good pizza, but nobody puts enough sauce or like thickness of toppings. If they put like a very thin ladle of like thin sauce, and it just doesn't have like taste. It's like all bread and a tiny bit of sauce and a tiny bit of cheese. So being from Chicago, like people think that everybody in Chicago eats deep dish style pizza all the time, and it's not true at all. Like I probably had deep dish maybe 20 times in my entire life. And it's mostly just like every pizza chain in Chicago, they just put a lot of sauce and toppings on a regular, square cut pizza. So I'm going to have to try some St. Louis pizza next time I'm down. Maybe I'll get a big trivia show down there. You can come out, bring your new bride and your dad, and we'll all have a pizza.
That sounds great.
Very good. Well, let's jump into 5 questions on pizza right now and see how you do. Now, how old are you, Greg? Let's see if these are in your wheelhouse. Are you around my age? Are you like late 20s, early 30s?
Yeah, I'm 35 actually, so mid-30s.
Very good. I think these will be right up your alley then. Let's see how you do. 5 questions on pizza. Here's the first one. What star of a 1990 John Hughes movie has a band called the Pizza Underground?
Oh, man.
What star of the 1990 John Hughes movie? Can you think of a big 1990? It was the highest grossing movie of 1990. You've probably definitely seen this movie. It's about a kid, and he actually orders a pizza in a pretty famous scene in the movie, and he has a band called the Pizza Underground. Kind of a joke band. Any guesses?
Okay. Well, I'm trying to think. I'm not sure if I know what a John Hughes movie is. Are there examples?
Yeah, so John Hughes was a director in the 80s, 90s, did a lot of teen and family movies. So Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, those were a few. This one came a couple years after those in 1990.
Shucks. Yeah, I have no idea.
So the movie was Home Alone, and the actor's Macaulay Culkin. So Macaulay Culkin, who's probably about 35 or so now, he has this band that they play all these pizza-themed songs. It's called the Pizza Underground. Look it up. It's very bizarre. All right.
Man, very thick.
There you go.
Yeah.
Question number 2. Let's see if you know this one. In Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, what is the pizza boy delivery's name who befriends the turtles? Hint, he's named after a casino game. You got a hint on this one, named after a casino game. You know this one?
Yeah, it's Keno.
Nice job, Keno. See, I was wondering if you were going to struggle with that one or not if you didn't know another 1990 movie, because I think that also came out, I think that came out in 91 or 92. But you knew that one right away. That one's pretty tough. Keno, have you seen that movie quite a bit?
Yeah, I probably watched it a lot when I was a kid, and then I recently watched it just like a year ago again. So.
Very good. Ernie Reyes Jr. plays Keno, and he's been in a lot of stuff. Most recently, I remember seeing his name as like a stuntman in Indiana Jones' Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So he's not, he's not starring in stuff anymore as much, but he does do a lot of stunt work, I think. Here's question number 3. At what pizza chain could you order crazy bread?
Oh, crazy bread. I think that's Little Caesars.
Pizza. That's right, Little Caesars. Do you enjoy a $5 hot and ready every once in a while, or are you always sticking to that St. Louis style pizza?
Oh, no, I'm all over the map. Yeah, a good $5 hot and ready. Sometimes it's the spot.
Sometimes I treat myself. I do the deep dish there. It's like $2 more, but it tastes, again, it's thicker, saucier, pretty good stuff. And then now, I think for $6, you can just get a saucier, heavier topping pizza. I hadn't gone in a while, and last time we went, for an extra $1, they can add some more stuff to it, so that's kind of cool. Question number 4. What network originally aired a sitcom called Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place? The name of it was Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, and then they renamed it to just Two Guys and a Girl. It starred Ryan Reynolds. What network aired that show?
Yeah, gosh, I remember the show. Was that the WB?
That's a great guess. That probably would have been my guess. It was actually ABC. ABC aired that sitcom. And ABC's kicking butt lately. They have, I love Goldbergs. You ever see the Goldbergs?
No, I haven't seen that, but I love Modern Family. That's a good one.
Modern Family, great. And Modern Family's been on for almost 9 seasons, I think, now. So that's great. And ABC kind of took over where NBC dominated in the 90s, early 2000s, and then ABC kind of picked it up. So we're on the last question of the pizza. Let's see. You've gotten 2 out of 4. So you're at a 50%. Let's jump up and see if we can get this last one to get above 50%. Number 5, what famous pizza company is headquartered in Ann Arbor, Michigan? Famous pizza company headquartered in Ann Arbor, Michigan. We haven't mentioned it yet so far. You got a couple probably big possible obvious choices. Let's see if you could pick the right one. What pizza company is headquartered in Ann Arbor, Michigan?
Yeah, so I think it's probably either Pizza Hut, Papa John's, or Domino's.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Domino's.
And Greg, you got it. Domino's, Ann Arbor, Michigan. You jumped up to, let's see, what is that? What is 3 out of 5 percentage-wise? 60%. And that's why you're smarter than me, Greg. Very good job, 60%. You got 3 out of 5. How'd you feel about those questions?
They were good. They were really tricky. I think my head was more in like, what's a pizza? How's it made? Versus what movies have they been in?
It's tough. It's tough when you are asked to think of questions. You're like, what do I know? And you just have a different idea of what that could be in your head. But I think you did pretty good, man. And I appreciate you taking the time from a busy workday. What do you do for work?
Oh, I work in sales support for a healthcare benefits company.
Fantastic. Taking care of people's health care benefits in the sales support area. Appreciate your time, man. Anything you want to plug or promote before you leave?
No, I listen to podcasts. I don't really tweet or podcast or anything like that. But I really enjoyed this. Thanks a lot. It was a lot of fun. Thanks
a lot, man. Have a good day and keep listening. And I'll have you on the show again very soon.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. How'd you do? Did you get higher than 3 out of 5 like Greg did? Or did you get all 5? Maybe you didn't get any of them. I feel like everybody would have got the crazy bread question at Little Caesars. We've all had a nice $5 hot and ready moment where they go, you want the crazy bread? And you go, no. And then you go, yeah, why don't you throw that on top? Why don't you throw that bag on top of this box so I can carry it all out together like going to a buffet? That was today's episode. If you want to be on the show, you can just hit me up anytime. And if I have the need for an episode, I'd love to do a call just like Greg's with you. If you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/triviawithbuds. And for $5 or more a month, you get to pick a topic that I will definitely do within the next month. Also, if you want some cool stuff mailed to your house, you can donate more than $5. And we have a t-shirt club. We have a t-shirt of the month club. We have posters. We have trading cards we send out, all kinds of good stuff. And I'm excited that you listen to this show. So if you're listening to my voice right now, I appreciate it. Hit me up anytime, ryanbuds@gmail.com, with anything you want to say about the show or something you want to see in the future, and I will try and make it happen. Leave a review on iTunes. That would be great. Trying to get up to 100 reviews, and I'm sending out Parks and Rec coloring books to people that leave the reviews between 95 and 100. If you do that, just shoot me an email so I can look for it, ryanbuds@gmail.com. Go to triviawithbuds.com for all your trivia needs, and hit me up. I'd love to do a live stream trivia party with you. That's right, not a live stream, but like a FaceTime call or a Skype call. I'll show up on your TV screen for your guests at your house, anywhere in the country or the world, and I'll ask you questions based on topics you give me. It's not very expensive, and it's tons of fun. triviawithbuds.com for all the trivia goodness. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend, and we'll see you next time for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers.